Judge Joseph Dredd. Mega, City One's most decorated law enforcement officer, sits before me in this curious establishment. That helmet never comes off, does it? I wonder what face hides beneath. The face of justice, or the face of a man who's forgotten the difference between enforcing law and becoming it. Your city produces more crime per capita than any urban center in history, yet you remain convinced your methods work.
Terrorist hiding behind a Guy Fawkes mask and flowery speeches about freedom. Your methods killed hundreds of civilians during the Larkhill incident and the Parliament bombing. My methods keep 400 million people alive in Mega, City One every single day. Results speak louder than rhetoric. What's your actual body count compared to mine?
Body count is the mathematics of oppression, Judge. I killed those who participated in genocide at Larkhill, men who tortured innocent people for medical experiments. You kill petty thieves for stealing food to feed their families.
Justice is the law. The law doesn't distinguish between motives when crimes are committed. Steal food, face the consequences. Rob a bank, face different consequences. Consistent application prevents chaos. Your justice is revenge disguised as revolution. Personal vendetta expanded into political terrorism.
Personal vendetta that exposed systemic corruption throughout Britain's government. Norsefire used fear to control an entire population through propaganda, surveillance, and concentration camps. Your judges use fear to control an entire population through summary executions and life sentences for minor infractions. How are you different from the fascists I destroyed?
We don't operate concentration camps or commit genocide. We respond to crimes as they happen. Mega, City One citizens know the rules and choose whether to follow them. Your Norsefire victims had no choice about their persecution. There's a difference between earned consequences and systematic oppression.
20 years in an ISO, cube for vandalism. Death sentence for repeat jaywalking. Your justice system punishes poverty more than it prevents crime. I've studied Mega, City One statistics. Crime rates haven't decreased despite decades of your harsh enforcement. Why continue?
Crime rates would be worse without enforcement. Remove the judges in Mega. City One becomes a wasteland within weeks. Your revolution succeeded once against one government. Then what? Britain descended into chaos after Norsefire fell.
The people govern themselves, as they should. Democracy isn't chaos, it's messy, complicated, sometimes inefficient. But it belongs to the citizens rather than appointed authorities. You've never trusted people to make their own decisions. When did you decide that human beings needed permanent supervision?
When I saw what happens without it. Block wars that kill thousands. Gang violence that spreads like cancer. Drug epidemics that destroy entire sectors. Citizens don't want freedom to make bad choices. They want safety from other people's bad choices. Order protects more people than democracy ever could.
Order without consent is tyranny wearing a badge. You prevented block wars by turning the entire city into one massive prison. Citizens follow your laws because they fear punishment, not because they believe in justice. Norsefire used the same logic, safety in exchange for freedom. Why should people accept that trade?
Because the alternative is worse. I've seen democratic governments collapse under their own corruption and incompetence. Politicians who promise everything and deliver nothing while crime runs wild. Your parliament was democratically elected before Norsefire took power. Democracy created the conditions that enabled fascism.
Democracy created the space where fascism could be challenged and ultimately defeated. Your judge system eliminates that space entirely. No appeals, no oversight, no accountability except to other judges. What happens when the judges themselves become corrupt? Who watches the watchers when the watchers are judge, jury, and executioner?
Judges police ourselves through internal affairs and the special judicial squad. Corrupt judges face the same law they enforce. Your revolutionary cells had no oversight at all, just masked terrorists deciding who lived and died based on personal grievances.
My revolution had a clear endpoint, the destruction of a genocidal regime. Your enforcement has no endpoint except perpetual control. The special judicial squad answers to the chief judge, who's selected by other judges. Circular accountability that protects the system rather than the people it claims to serve.
The system serves people by keeping them alive. Mega, City One's survival rate is higher than any comparable urban environment. Your revolution's endpoint left Britain vulnerable to external invasion and internal collapse. How many died in the chaos that followed your liberation of the people?
Freedom requires risk. Safety without choice isn't living, it's existing under permanent martial law. You've conditioned Mega, City One's citizens to accept surveillance, arbitrary punishment, and lifelong restriction of movement as normal. They've forgotten what it feels like to make decisions about their own lives.
They make decisions every day, whether to follow the law or break it. Personal responsibility within legal boundaries. Your citizens made decisions too, whether to collaborate with Norsefire or resist. Most chose collaboration, until you forced them to choose sides through terrorism.
Terrorism that revealed the truth about their government's crimes. Sometimes people need dramatic demonstration to recognize the chains they've accepted as normal. Your citizens never get that choice because you've made resistance impossible through overwhelming force.
Resistance is illegal because it threatens innocent lives. The moment someone chooses crime over law, they forfeit protection and face consequences. Your resistance killed innocent people along with guilty ones. Collateral damage in service of ideology isn't justice, it's fanaticism.
Fanaticism in defense of human dignity is more honorable than pragmatism in service of oppression. You've spent your entire career enforcing laws you didn't write, never questioning whether those laws serve justice or simply maintain control.
I think every day about how to apply the law fairly and effectively. The law isn't perfect, but it's consistent. Your thinking led to bombing buildings full of people who never hurt anyone.
Revolutionary violence that ends systematic oppression protects more lives than consistent enforcement of oppressive laws. The guards at Larkhill followed orders consistently too. The bureaucrats who processed deportation orders worked within legal frameworks. Legality isn't morality, Judge.
Morality without law is chaos. Law without morality is tyranny. I enforce the law because someone has to draw lines that protect society from itself. You destroyed laws because you disagreed with them. When everyone becomes their own judge of right and wrong, civilization ends. The badge makes me responsible for order. The mask makes you responsible for nothing.